Moosehead.
Hey guys, this is Anthony from Moosehead, and today I'm going to be doing a quick little tutorial on how we edit in the Moose Cave. Pretty much, I do all the editing, and I'm currently using Final Cut Pro X, which personally I'm not very difficult with the programs. I'm going to be showing you guys pretty much the basics that all programs are supposed to have. All the programs that all you pretty much need to do with some editing. I'm going to be doing some interface, what you see on most editing programs, what they are. I'm going to go through the basics of editing, like cutting, moving things around. It's not very complicated. All you have to do is just play around and feel the program, and everything just falls into place once you get the hang of it. And the last thing I put into the most complicated part is the audio. This is the part that usually takes the longest, even for professional editing. Now, here we go. We'll start with
the intro.
Now, like I said, currently I am using Final Cut Pro X, and it may be a little bit different from other programs, but most programs are supposed to have the same basics. Yes, they are named differently. For example, a library usually in other programs like Adobe or Media Composer are usually called folders or bins. Here you have what their Final Cut calls projects, but they're actually called sequences. Yeah, this area to the left is where you're gonna see all your files, all your folders, all your your audio, your video, all your files that you're gonna be using to make your editing. That's where you're gonna find everything. And then when you move to the right, you have your monitor. This is what you're going to be looking at when you do all your editing, when you want to see, when you want to hear pass through. I want to see this. Okay, you see, everything happens here. You can change you can change your thing around however you want it. Just go into window, hide what we don't want, show event viewer, which I personally don't really use for Final Cut, which I will use for the Media Composer personally because it works fine. I wouldn't use it on Final Cut X personal point of view. And to the right you have everything that has to do with effects. For example, if I would draw, so I select my file here, everything that has to do with the file, I can add effects. Anything that has to do with its audio that's already attached to it, info, and then share. Anything you want to edit for effects is all here. Now, the final part is your timeline here. This is where everything happens. I like to call it your cutting board. This is where you literally cut your files. This is where you mash everything together, throw in some effects, and just, like a salad, just rub it all, just shake it, and then you export it. I'm gonna go a little bit in more details with the tools here. Now, to go back to the first part, which is the whatever they call library in Final Cut. Like I said before, your projects are usually your sequences. This is what you're gonna see on your timeline. For example, I already did the match 5 and match 6. If I click on my match 6, it's loading. Everything is already here. As you can see, I can zoom out a little bit. Everything I've done, a little lag. Everything I've done is all here. Yes, it seems a lot to you guys, but I'll explain it in details to come. Now we go back to the one we're actually going to be doing, which is St. Louis, match 7. Yeah. Okay, to start, you want to file. Most programs have it, pretty much all programs have it. When you want to create new things, it goes in file. Here, the folder, in Final Cut, they call this an event. I like to call it a project. And what they call project, I like to call a sequence. But anyways, they do what they want. yeah, you would create your project first thing, then which is already created here, which is my NHL thing. You create your sequence, which is your timeline, whatever you bunch together, and then obviously you import your files, which here in Final Cut is like the little arrow here, or like every other program, just go in File and find your import button and media, and you go get your file and it will import. I don't want to do that right now because it's gonna kill time because it has to transcode and everything. I already did that, so we're just gonna skip straight to the first part of the editing.
Video.
Alright, for the video part, the editing part, the basic editing part, in Final Cut, usually you just drag and drop your items. This is my video, and drag and drop it into my timeline, so I have it all here. And now another fancy tool is the transform and crop. Right now, I don't want to change anything, but I'm going to show you guys anyways. I can make it smaller, I can make it weirder, crop it. I don't want this part on the top, I only want this part. And yeah, you just play around and this really neat things, but I don't want that, so I'm gonna press undo. Alright, that's cool. I'll be doing it a bit more later on with my little guys here that I'm gonna be using. And yeah, like as you can see to the right, my effects appeared a little bit more specifically because now it's in my timeline. The transform, cropping can be a bit more specific. And right now I'm gonna bring my other audio. This is Henrik, this is Antny, which is me, this is Jimmy, Jeremy. Now everything's in my timeline. All the basic things that I need are in there, which is good. Right now, the first thing I want to do is synchronize my audio and my video. To do that, I recommend that you guys try to find a way to synchronize your video with your audio. The way we do it is simply move and say what we do. For example, my video, usually we just go like left, right, left, right, and do some little. Usually we get some variety. So if something goes wrong, I can go with the variety instead of going left, right, left, right, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, you get the point, hopefully. Now we're just gonna try and find the spot where they go. Alright, what I pretty much did is I went to find my audio for Jeremy where he says right, left, and I selected the last one where he says left, and I went to find in the video about when he last does his left. That was pretty much here. So I put a marker. The shortcut in Final Cut is M. It pretty much, like it says, it's pretty much a marker. I can't really describe it more than that. And right now I'm gonna, well, since the video is longer than the audio, what I'm gonna do is, since I know I'm not gonna be needing anything that's to the left, because this is now where the game actually, the video should be starting. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be cutting it. So right now I just in Final Cut, yes, the shortcut is B, or all your cutting tools should be around here. So you have your select button, your trimming, your positioning, everything here. Your blade. Your blade is what you cut with, or you have your hand if you prefer just to move. Anyways, I like the blade. It's fancy, and just click, click, click. Go press A for my selection. I'm gonna delete it. I don't really need it. Haha. And I'm gonna select everything and just drag and move it. And the neat thing about Final Cut is the snapping. This is that little tool over here. I can turn it off, and now it's not gonna go exactly where the two markers meet, as you can see. And I'm gonna put that on, and now it goes snap. That's great, fancy, awesome. Now, if we listen to it, well, look, I'll bring Jeremy's thing back. I cut it, but I can always bring it back. I know I started the audios at the same time because I use the same program. So I know if one's there, the other one's gonna be at the same place. So it doesn't matter where I put them, but I'm gonna make you guys listen just quickly. Should,
right, left,
yeah.
right, left, right, left. I'm gonna save.
Yeah. Yeah, he pretty much gets it. I'm gonna bring back the game vid audio. Yep. I don't necessarily need it. Right now I'm trimming, as you can see. This is the little trim button. I'm just gonna, yeah, whoop. I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. Now, activating my audio so I can hear, because Mac is weird. I'm gonna try and listen to where we actually start. I was the one playing, so I know pretty much where we start, but I'm gonna listen to it anyways. I pretty much listened to this part here.
Yeah.
They start talking, and I'm gonna assume restart the video around here. I'm gonna use my blade tool. I'm gonna use my shift, which is with the blade. What it does is, instead of cutting one at a time, you cut the entire line, which is great. Saves time. I'm lazy. Perfect for me. Alright. I like to put little benums, like I said. I like to put little benums around when we start. I'm gonna put a marker, like, let's say right here. We're gonna put a marker. Why not? Everything you do is pretty much editor's choice. You pretty much creativity, unless you're paid and your boss is like, I don't want that, then you have no options. You have to do it anyways. But this is personal things. We do it for fun, so I'm gonna go with what I want. I can put a freaking anything I want on the video. The guys won't care. Well, they will care, but I have the final say because I do all the editing. Anyways, now I'm gonna want to drag and drop my little guy over here, and as you can see, Antny over here is on top. Yes, he's on top of this video. That means he has priority. If I would move him under, he would not have priority, obviously. He would not be visible. But the fact is that my picture is transparent, as you can see, so it's good to put it on top. The same thing goes with everything else. If I were to put, for example, I'm gonna show this one's might gonna be easier to show. I have Jeremy as well. As you can see, he's on top of me. Woo, Jeremy's on top of me. Cool. Now I'm put him under me, and I'm over him. As you can see, whatever is on top, it is on top. Not too complicated to explain. Right now I'm gonna hide Jeremy because I want to work with mine. What I'm gonna do is press V. V, what it does is, anyways, yeah, it hides my file. So right now I don't want to see it. I see it, don't see it, want to see it. No, I don't like Jeremy. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm gonna zoom out. Usually there's zooming tools with every editing program, which is very good. Now I'm gonna I'm gonna work on it later there. Right now I'm gonna use my transform tool that I showed you guys before. Transform. I want to make him smaller. I don't want him to take all the space. He's not important. I think he's not important. It's fine. We're gonna put him on the corner over here, right? Small. Why not? A little bigger, smaller. I think I should put him here. He's kind of in the way, but this is not really a very important piece of the game. I mean, yes, we're changing our players, but meh, I don't find it that important. Oh yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of in the corner, but right now I'm at a limit because not all monitors have the same resolution, have the same size. So that means I never know, but someone can be using a phone and that thing might be cropped. So what I would do is I would go in my Windows, I would go in Viewer Display and Show Title Action Save Zone. This is my save zone. This is where I want to put all my titles inside the boxes. This is the safe, this is the pretty much caution, and this is like the no-no. This is what you want to avoid because most TVs or monitors might crop it. We don't know what people have in China. We don't know what people have in Europe. You never know. So this is the safe zone. Right now, I honestly don't give a because it just doesn't look that good when it's like in the middle. So I take it off. I don't really care. But in a professional way, you wouldn't put it there. If you were gonna sell your DVD to freaking Africa, you wouldn't put it there. So what I pretty much did, I finished it very quickly. I just stretched my image. Since it's an image, it just it copies it for every frame, so it doesn't stretch or anything. I cut out the parts I didn't feel like it should go, or like in between times. I forgot this little part near the end. I'm gonna cut it very quickly. Thanks to the snapping, it goes exactly where I put the marker. Delete. And now I'm gonna use my effects. Oh yeah, this little piece here. This is something you should watch out for. This is your background tasks. Most recent big programs have it now. What it does is whenever you're not doing anything, it's gonna start rendering or transcoding or managing anything that it should be doing, so it helps you editing faster. But the thing is, if you're doing too much stuff at the same time, it's gonna start slowing down your computer because it's just pushing. It wants to get things done, so it's trying to help you, but you can't do too many things at the same time. It's like throwing effects and throwing like importing like 23 files at the same time in there and cutting. If you see your computer's starting to run slow, just stop for a moment. Just give it some time. Let it render a bit. Just wait for it to go up. And after it's done, yeah, you can try and edit again, and you'll see it's gonna run a bit smoother. Okay, so right now I'm gonna be working on the effects. I want to put little circles where their heads are, so it shows who's who. So what I'm gonna do, I actually want to know who's who first. Alright, after a close review, I know who's who. Okay, Jeremy is red, I am blue, and Henrik is green. So what I'm gonna do is go in my tools over here. This is all where my transitions, my effects, my text, my generators. This is where everything happens. I also have like some slow-mo, fast and stuff. If you want to speed up your image or whatnot. If you want to do some magic stuff, which is what Final Cut is somewhat known for, I guess. Some automatic stuff, like enhancing audio, enhancing video, and whatnot. Anyways, this is for lazy people who like things to get done automatically, or people who don't know their things yet. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be generating a circle. I'm gonna go on my generator, which is over here. I'm gonna place a circle. I want them to be underneath, so I'm gonna put it under the guys. Stretch it a bit just for now. And see, I have a little circle right here. Right now I want to select it. I want to transform it so I can move it, make it a bit smaller. First one I'm gonna do is Jeremy. So I'm gonna put, as you can see, he's behind. Yay! It worked. That should be good, right? Okay, right now I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna go in my generator, and now I have all the things I can do with the generator. All the effects. I want to change the color. I want to make it red because he's red, and he's actually somewhat white as well, like a little transparent. So I'm gonna go a bit white. That seems fine, right? A little pinkish, a little more orange. Yeah. That seems fine. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Now I'm gonna the outline over here. La la la. I want to make it black so it stands out on the ice because the ice is white. And now I'm gonna do that for the other guys. Drag and drop. If you're lazy like me, you can just copy, Command C and V, Command V to just copy paste. Or you can go file, copy, file, or paste, and you have the exact same size, exact same thing, and you just move it, and now I have a double. Yay! And all I'm gonna do is change the color. I am blue. If I were green, I would die. If I were green, I would die. He's somewhat a bit more dark. Alright, so what I pretty much finished the circles. It looks great, and now I'm gonna put some transitions. go to my transitional area. Usually other programs have it somewhere. Like I know Media Composer has everything, all their effects in their bins in that area. I don't remember what Adobe Premiere had, where they hide it. Yeah, anyways, all my transition, cross dissolve, fading, blurring, blah blah blah, lights, movement, everything that's pre-done, they did it for you. I like to use for these guys, I like to use the cross dissolve because it doesn't show that much. You can either drag and drop the effect on the one thing you want, or in Final Cut, I know you can just select the entire thing and double click your effect and go boom. That's awesome. Let's watch it. Oh, no, it's already there. And it's gone. Cool. And it's gonna come back later. Now I'm gonna zoom in and gonna put my fancy little intro. I want this guy over here. I'm gonna zoom in. Whoop. Blur. I like to put my little blurry thing. It's like a little signature, I guess. I'm doing this very fast, I know. This is a secret. I'm not gonna tell you guys how I do it. Haha. Okay. Now we're gonna be moving on to
The audio.
the audio. Is the most complicated and the longest part of editing. It's the most crucial part too, because without sound, I mean, yes, there's silent films, but you've never seen a television show without audio, have you now? Or a radio show without audio. It's very important. So now what we're going to be doing is working on that green little tracks here that we have. So right now, as first thing you want to know is the volumes. dB, as you can see with 0 dB, dB means volume. As you can see, adjust volume. dB is also known as decibels, gain, volume, different names for it. So yeah, what you want to do is you never want to pass that 0. What you want to do is stay between the -6 and the 0. This is the area you want to aim for. Not too low. I mean, yes, you have some background noise, you can hear it, but if you want people to hear you when you talk, you want to stay in the 0 and the 6. Unfortunately, Jeremy screams a lot, so he goes in the 6, not -6, it goes in the 6, and half the time he just like whispers just a little bit, so we can't hear him. So I have to, go manually and like adjust it myself. It's very long, but you have tools for that to help you as well. I mean, for most cases anyways. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, like I just very quickly checked, it's not too bad. As you can see, there's like little parts here, red parts, that that's the program telling me this is not good. It's like passing the 0, and that's the things I should be watching for. But right now I'm not gonna be worrying about that. I'm gonna put everything to the highest because that's the way I work. You guys don't have to do it that way. As you can see, Henrik speaks very loudly. He has a very loud voice and very deep voice. So what you want to do is go with your effects, which are supposed to be right here. Those are my effects. I have the visual effects like chroma keying, which is green screen. Everyone does that nowadays. Mask, whatnot, and you have my fancy little audio. Effects. Now, a limiter is very useful. I'm not going to be using that one specifically, but limiters, what they do is what it, like the name says, it limits. It literally blocks the sound from going higher than what you've set for. Let's say I set it for, I don't want anything to pass -6. It's going to stop the sound brutally. Nothing's going to get passed by further than 6. It's not going to lower it. It's going to stop anything that's higher from getting there. It's a door, okay? It's a wall. And a compressor, which is what I'm going to be using, drag and drop, and drag and drop. What I'm going to be using is a compressor. It's very complicated. I'm not going to go into the details, but what it does is smoothes the sound, and without blocking the sound like the limiter does, it simply lowers the volume without, you don't lose as much quality, I guess. And it's more expensive, but it's very good. I mean, in real life. Now there's just an effect there, but a real life compressor is very expensive. A good one, anyways. And now, as you can see, I know I'm going very high with Henrik, so I know I'm gonna have some problems. I'm gonna lower it to 7, so there's less red, which is good. Right now I'm gonna go in my effects, which is all the way up here, and oh wait, before I start, sorry, I'm gonna come back to something. The noise gate. I'm also gonna be using the noise gate. Like it says, it's a gate. It opens and closes to the sounds it doesn't want. The gate is for the decibels. For example, if I don't want anything, I don't want background noise. I have some like fan going on in the background that's like -50, and I don't want to take it out like by hand. I simply put a noise gate. It's gonna block it's not gonna let anything through that's lower than 50 or lower than 40, and that's the one you set. So I'm gonna be using that. I'm gonna put it right away so I don't have to forget it later. So right now I'm gonna disable it because it's highlighted. I don't want to work on it right now. I'm in my little effects. I'm gonna go with my editing, and I have this fancy little blue thing. Now this is another limiter, which is the one I'm gonna be using because for some reason I don't really like that one. I'm gonna set it. I don't want anything to pass higher than let's say 5. That's fine. It's gonna pass higher than 5 for some reason, but doesn't matter. I don't. I want anything that's lower than, let's say 40. No, I'm gonna go with anything that's lower than 30 will be somewhat lowered smoothly, not cut, which is what I want. And as you can see, there's still some red, so I'm gonna lower the limiter around there, 7. This is weird. Still in red. Oh, as you can see, it's rendering. I still want a little. I'll put it back to 7. Okay, that red is not that bad. If you're really worried about it, lower it a bit. Select it. Lower your decibel. 5. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up a bit. 6. It's a lot of testing work. You have to listen to it over and over again. Look at it. I'm used to it, so I know visually what I want, what I don't want. This seems actually to be perfect. This works out great. Now I'm gonna be working on the gate. I'm gonna activate it. As you can see, it is automatically set. Everything is just like cluck, 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 just like cut. Everything that's like when he does a talk is literally cut, which is not what I want. I don't want him to be cut. I just don't want anything that's behind him to sound. Okay, right now that noise gate, you have multiple little tools. First thing is a threshold, which is I don't want anything that's lower than -20, which is over here, to go through, which is where the gate comes in. But as you can see, over here is like cut. I want it to be nothing that's higher than -40. As you can see, it's rendering and it's coming back up. Yay! And anything that's -40 is not reduced by -100 decibel, but let's say another 40. So it's not cut. It's just gonna be, lowered. It's still gonna be there, so there's still something there. But anyways, and here is your high cut frequencies or your low cut frequencies. Frequencies, or hertz, in other words, are the frequency of the sound waves. This is the limits of human hearing. 20,000 hertz, which is very high, which is I can't reach, obviously, and 20 hertz, which is very low. And for we can't really, most of us can't really hear it, but if it's amplified enough, you will feel it. You won't hear it, but you will feel it because it is very, very low. Like, anyways, you get the point. I'm gonna use monitor. I don't want anything that's lower than human speech, which is, I believe, from what I remember from my courses, I think it's 80. Men can't go lower than 80 with their voices, which I doubt very much with Henrik, because I'm sure he goes at like -10, which is not possible. But anyways, this is a joke. Human speech, like I said, man is 80, and I think women is 160 hertz or something like that, and around those terms. If there's a lot of high-pitched noise, I know humans don't really have high-pitched sound talk over 20,000 decihertz, 20,000 hertz. Well, lower maybe to, let's say, I'm gonna give it a little bit of space to work with, so let's say 7,000. That seems fine. So you don't have there's not too much being thrown into the track. I mean, I'm taking out some stuff so it sounds cleaner, and I'm gonna do that for the other tracks. Yeah, alright, I pretty much did did it pretty quickly. Yeah. Now all that's pretty much done is finding where we finished, and the putting the little end screen that we usually put. I don't know which one I'm gonna put today, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Found it not too quick. I tried to go through pretty much as much as possible without going too technical, I guess. I know I was going a little bit quick, a little bit fast, but if you have any questions, don't be shy. Just comment in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer your questions as good as possible. And this is Anthony from Moosehead, and well, Moose out!
If you like these videos, click under my wing for last week's video. Click under this one to subscribe. Moose out. Oh my god, you're so fucking fat. Shit, okay, I have to go. Oh my gosh, she's so fat. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, really? Oh.